So everybody, today I have one of my actually very first students on here, which is Mira. Mira, I'm so excited to have you on. And she's gonna go more in depth with her story, where she actually comes from, her journey within high ticket sales, and also her results, especially working with me. But before we go into all of that, Mira, take us back to when you first started before high ticket sales. Tell us more.
Okay, awesome. So hi, I'm Mira. My before starting high ticket sales, I actually already had experience in selling real estate and big real estate as well. So I thought I'm gonna crush high ticket sales and I can do it remote and people book it onto my calendar. That's gonna be like easy peasy. And
Right.
yeah, what I didn't consider is I stopped like sales 4 years before. So then I started online marketing with copywriting. So I didn't really talk to anybody, didn't practice sales at all anymore. Still thinking, oh, this is gonna still be so easy going back because I know psychology, I know how to talk with people. And yeah, lo and behold, I came in, started to try to sell something, and it was so bad. It was really bad because high ticket sales is an actual skill set. It's not just like knowing psychology and just knowing um, like how to talk to people. And even if some people are like naturally more persuasive, it is actually a skill to learn. um, and the order is important, the actual framework is important, knowing what to say when, what is important, what is not important
Right.
is really important. So I obviously didn't know that in the beginning, and my saving grace, Vanessa, was there, um, asking me if I need help, and I did, because I did.
Yeah.
So he taught me so much, and since then we practiced. I became so much more confident. She's also the person through her contacts came on to my first offer, right? And that is actually like insane to think about because you
Yeah.
were the first one where I,
Actually, before we go into that, I want to know because, like, back to like I guess where you started. What even made you like even get back into sales? Because I know like you stopped for a bit, and then like what made you really get back into high ticket sales then, or into sales overall?
yeah, I just missed it, to be honest. Like missing that
Yeah.
feeling of talking to people and helping them guide the most important decision they can
Yeah.
make, right? It's genuinely a life changing decision for most people, and it's a mindset thing, like liking that in the first place. Obviously, it is remote.
Yeah.
You show up, you learn that one skill, you do it over and over again, and you just can earn very good money with it too. So the
Right.
freedom of it and actually liking the craft, liking doing it and doing something good as well. So that's my
Yeah.
reason.
Okay. I love that. So then, when you first started, right? I know you had a mentorship before that, right? Um, and so with that, I guess what do you feel like was the biggest thing that you were struggling with to really move forward or to really like get where you wanted to be?
Most mentorships just have like their framework. They are not,
Like a script.
yeah, and a script. And me in the beginning trying to be a dumbass and mix all the different scripts together to find my perfect one before actually
Yeah.
understanding like the script and just like running with that one to the ends of the deep ends of actually understanding that one. I was just getting more and more confused. The more I learned, the more confused I became, and every time I got better, it got worse again
Why do
because
you, yeah, why do you feel that is? Like every single time that you were learning more, you were actually getting more confused though.
um I would say um probably guidance of like,
Right.
and that's why I'm like, okay, I figured it out myself, even though there were mentorships, and then get in there, ask the questions, and that's
Yeah.
it. Sometimes I don't know the questions though, and sometimes I don't understand the script, and that's why I think this one is better, but there was nobody telling me no. Like, no, don't do that. Um, because I also didn't ask the question, right? But with you, you just called me out on it, knowing exactly what the problem was right there.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's what you taught me of
Yeah.
the what to ask, why to ask that, what the answer you want to have, why even that order, what you're looking out for, pacing, how to faster, like how to make people talk less versus how to make them talk more.
Right.
These kinds of things that are I still use in my personal life, which are really helpful. That's
Right.
fun things you can't Google for, you can ask for, you just right?
Very
Um,
true.
yeah, so that's a journey.
Yeah, I see. Right. And so when you first started working with me, or we first started coaching and practicing, what do you feel like that was one of the main things that helped you in terms of we were actually, or what do you feel was the main thing that helped you?
You probably understanding exactly the answer that I'm looking for, and why, and what is important, what is completely left out, even though it sounds like it's important.
Right. I see.
Yeah.
And so after making that change, right? I guess what results did you see after all these changes, right? Because I remember we were practicing a lot, right? We were role playing, we were going through the framework, actually understanding what the whole point of it, and obviously going more in depth with the psychology of things, not just the surface level of just asking questions. But after that, what were your results like? Walk me through that, because I know the offers, how much you made and so on.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome because obviously I got all my first offers because of you, and because of that, I got experience to go to get on two of the biggest launches of the year, which were crazy because one ticket size was 18K, 18 to 22K, right? And being able to sell that and being the top performer of that team too, then getting on another offer, and all the offers I've been on, always one of the top performers of that team, making money. I don't know if you're talking numbers here or not, but yeah. So
what was highest month, or highest week? Anything?
we had a launch which was really fun, even though ticket size is 5K. I had 100K cash collected in a week.
And by the way, for anybody that doesn't know about sales, 100K cash collected, you receive 10% of commission and being a closer. So that is $10,000 in a week that you've made.
Yeah, in a week. That's not bad, and it was really fun too. And obviously, you have to stand behind what you're selling, and that's what I did. And I got tons of thank you messages from the people I sold to, saying thank you for guiding me through this. So that's actually an
That is what a good closer does, because a lot of people, they close people and then they get into a mentorship, but the problem is that then they want a refund, they want to get out of it, and that is a really good sign that you've done your process well enough to actually have a human conversation with that person instead of trying the sales techniques and whatnot.
Yeah, and also without dragging it for a couple of hours, because without the training, that would have been a long call, and I wouldn't have been able to have more calls, right? So condensing it down to what's actually important. I started having calls for what 2.5 hours per call, and then I went down to 30. So now my normal time is 45 minutes.
That's good. That's an average time, and that's really, really good. So wait, before you started then though, I want to know, did you feel skeptical or nervous or anything, or did you were you sort of ready to go and you wanted to get started?
With sales? I mean, I did copywriting before, so I did already work with coaches. So I was just on the marketing side of the sales process of the same kind of companies, businesses. So I knew it was not a scam.
Yeah.
There were just some things that I didn't know coming in that you need to be looking out for before working with some businesses that now you know about, and that's why you need some mentorship, because it does all sounds so handy dandy in the beginning, which it still is once you know.
Actually, yeah, that's a good thing. Why do you feel like if you would have not had mentorship, do you feel like you would have gotten those results?
No, there's no way.
Right.
I got some of those results because of saying that I was in mentorships.
Right.
Just that alone sometimes got me on an offer without even a real interview.
Exactly, yeah. That's a huge thing for everybody because like a lot of people try to break into the space without a mentor and then they apply to offers, but they first of all don't have the skill set, but even nothing to back them up of like who are you even learning from or what skill set do you even have or could have.
Yeah, and also for the people hiring, like how
Exactly.
do they know that that person is actually serious if they didn't even invest into themselves?
Exactly, because you can't help other people at the end of the day overcome their limiting beliefs if you can't overcome your own, right? And like
You
invest.
can't sell, you can't sell somebody mentorship if you don't want to buy a mentorship.
Exactly, exactly. And that would kind of go into my next question, like beyond sales itself, what do you feel like changed? Like, did you have any mindset shifts during, like, as a person through being in sales?
100%. Because if something's on your calendar, you can't actually um, just say, ah, fuck it, I don't feel like it right now, right? So you actually always have to be on your A game, and that takes serious mindset, and that takes
Right.
real like inner growth.
Yeah.
Um,
Like,
and
inner work. Yeah.
yeah, inner work, in emotional stability, emotional everything, like nervous system regulation, which
Right.
is really fun to learn. It is not fun to go through because
Really
sometimes
good
when
thing,
you're
actually.
hiring,
Really
yeah.
good thing that you're mentioning right now. Aside from sales, like let's take sales completely out of it. The skill set, obviously, it's important. But what else? What are like three things that you feel like, especially that you've learned, or like that was to teach, or what anything that you feel like are extremely important and were important for you to actually become good, aside from the skill set itself?
Oh yeah, personal development, 100%.
Okay.
Like it does shape the way you talk too a little bit because you talk with so much more intention, right? You
Exactly.
understand people better too. You see more things yourself. You're like I got more, even more emotionally strong.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and feeling like on top of the world, and the nervous system of safety because I can always make money so fast because there's always gonna be somebody um, looking
Yeah.
for a closer. And then you know
Exactly.
what? I had 2 months off. I don't want to work right now, so I just didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. It's
And
something that
then if I say I wanna, yeah, because like if I wanna say like I wanna work again, you have so many offers in there, like so many things, and I know they would accept me because I have so much
yeah.
what's it called? Results. I have results to show for. I have
Yeah.
growth operators that would vouch for me as well, while I was working with them as well. So there's just like the safety of having a skill where you can always make money no matter what.
Exactly. You can always like go back. Even you, like, right? You took a break. You traveled, right? I know you went to like DR. You went like traveling and whatnot. This is something that you can do, but and like a normal job would not allow you to actually be doing this. Or even think about it. You made $10,000 in 1 week. Most people, like, their average salaries are like maybe 20 to 30,000 a year. So
Yeah, okay, that's not something um, like why? But yeah, like since starting sales, well, I moved to Dubai. I've been traveling. I've been in America for like what 6 months.
yeah.
Miami too. It's not the cheapest places in the world, um, right?
Yeah.
And it's generally you feel like on top of the world. Sometimes you question your whole existence because like people are like not buying. You're like, what the hell am I this bad? And then like the whole string of like people buying again, and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I can take over the world. And that's like the most fun feeling ever. Um, and like I said, like mentally strong, and just like um,
Right.
also more like in touch with God and a lot of things for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. So like the whole like and this is literally everyone I talk to, especially me as well. I feel like the personal development, like especially how you mentioned shadow work, understanding yourself better. If you actually understand yourself better on a deeper level, and like especially like knowing psychology and whatnot, in what way do you feel like does it make you better as a sales rep compared to the average sales rep that doesn't know these things?
Oh, it's a huge difference. Because talking with somebody like I actually talk with a soul, I see things that most people wouldn't be able to see. Um,
Right.
and I can embody it's not only what I say, right? It's like who I am saying these things. So
Love that you said this. I think a lot of people though would not really understand right now what you're saying when you're saying like, okay, it's who you are. So if you want, like, explain a little bit more what the difference is between just saying things, but actually being the person in terms of when you're saying things, like the way you do.
Mhm. It is like the certainty and the embodiment behind what I'm saying is backed up by my whole energy. And people say like 90% is nonverbal and 10% is verbal, right? I think personally, 100% is pretty much nonverbal. Who you are saying these things is
Yeah,
completely different. I'm like, of course you should do it versus, yeah, of course. It's
exactly.
a whole different thing,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Like, why doesn't it matter?
behind it because it's who you are. I
Yeah.
noticed this too in terms of this is one thing that's really huge. It's like also authority. It's not by, having a straight face and whatnot. It's energy. It's who you are on an identity level. So these things are so important. But then I guess for someone, okay, that's like in the fence of starting out, like with high ticket sales, and on the fence of like starting to work with me, like what would you tell that person right now if they would be here?
I mean, I used to be able to relate a lot to like fear of like I'm starting and oh my God, what if it doesn't work? But what if it does? Like, what if it does work? What if it does change your life? Like, would you never like? Okay, what if it doesn't? Like, would you never ever ever earn that money back? Like, would you actually land on the street? Like, what's the actual worst case here, right? But if somebody is actually feel towards
Yeah.
wanting to work with people, wanting to do like craving inner work, craving personal development, because it is like every time I talk to somebody, talking them through something, right? Like that they should make a decision, I
Right.
notice where I'm bullshitting myself right away. So I have to correct it in myself too. So
Right.
I became more courageous because of also what I'm saying to others, because I want to be in alignment of what I'm saying. So somebody is called towards work, um, making good money online, a skill
Yeah.
set, like wanting to learn a skill set, because it's not it's simple, but it's not easy just because of the um,
Yeah.
mindset blocks, right? But actually wanting to go through this, then
Just yeah.
like find a way to make it work. Like that's it. Like that's that simple. Just find a way to make it work. And most people, if they actually set their mind towards something, they can do it.
I love this. Exactly. If you actually want something really bad, you're going to find a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way.